Well, that's another book down this week. Yep, that's right. We've gone through a second book and the first book in a trilogy here on Cosmere Chronicles, the podcast where we follow two first-timers, Justin and Sheta, and chronicle their journey through Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere series. On today's episode, we will be wrapping up Mistborn, the Final Empire, and then previewing Mistborn, the Well of Ascension. So now, let's throw it over to the host of Cosmere Chronicles. This is Joe! Why, thank you, Joe. Yep, and as you heard, this is Cosmic Chronicles once again. I am Joe, and just like last week, I am joined by Justin Sheta. How are you two doing this week?
Howdy ho. I'm doing like real good.
Doing well, thanks.
That's great. For a second there, Justin, I thought you were going to say you're doing like Mr. Hanky.
Well, last we saw he got canceled, so he's not doing so well.
Or he's living his best life now.
No, he is not.
All right. Yep, this week we're going to do the wrap up for the Final Empire. But first, we need to go over last week's episode. So, Sheta, it's your turn to recap last week's episode.
Try your best, Sheta.
All right. Let's see. We start with Vin and the gang being upset that Kelsier has said they've been killed by the Lord Ruler. They find out that actually he had planned this for a while and has a little take over the Empire kit waiting for them. It is given to them by the Khandra who was pretending to be Lord Renew, who is now pretending to be Kelsier, because he ate Kelsier's body, and a Ska rebellion has begun, and everyone's got to get to their places and do the task that Kelsier has given them. Ven finds out her task is she realizes her task is to go kill the Lord Ruler, so she goes and does that. Ellen hands himself over to the rebellion because he wants to help, and Doxson is like, sure, well, Vin's probably gonna be killed, so Ellen rushes over to help Vin. Sorry, Sazed is also there. Sazed helps Vin escape, and let's see, Marsh is actually a Inquisitor, and he has also killed all the Inquisitors.
No, shit, I think you're going into a little much detail.
I know, I'm getting all mixed up. Okay, sorry. Marsh is there as Inquisitor. Sazed is there. Ellen and Sazed leave. I'm just getting excited because it's so much stuff happening.
A lot does happen.
Vin finally goes after the Lord Ruler, and her and Marsh try to figure out how to kill him. Vin finally figures it out and kills him by ripping off his talisman bracelets and causing him to shrivel up into a prune. Ellen becomes the king, and everyone's in their place to rule this new empire.
All right.
Ellen, yeah, cut me off.
Yeah. I will say I would give you a point of inspiration, but at one point you said Marsh is a Inquisitor instead of an Inquisitor. So due to that incorrect grammar.
What the heck?
God, is that what this is? Shit.
Well, it couldn't be graded on a curve at least.
How do you grade on a curve when there's only one person?
Me too. She should get a great grade compared to me.
I feel like it was biased.
All right. I'm inspired. So, like I said before, this week is the wrap-up episode. We're going to go over, different thoughts and stuff. I'll ask some questions to Justin Sheta about the Final Empire, and then we'll also we'll go through our fan casting like we did last time, which maybe I don't know how many people actually listened to that, but I enjoyed it. And then
cool people did.
And then we'll preview Well of Ascension. So first, we'll just start. I'll ask you guys your overall thoughts on this book.
My overall thought is that I enjoyed it. I did not see it as a waste of time, which is always good with the book. I'm curious to see what happens, and I enjoyed reading what happened. Characters were strong, world building was very interesting, magic system was very cool. The themes I enjoyed a lot, just like I did in the first book. I think the themes are probably my favorite element of it. The hope, hopelessness, freedom, slavery, all that stuff, always very fun. I like reading a fantasy book that's also like a dystopian book at the same time. So yeah, all good. No complaints.
Yeah, I agree with all that. I always enjoy books that have an entire world built, like, from the ground up, the history up, like it's all an entire world. I really enjoy that when they flesh it out really well and stuff. So I agree with Justin. All the details are very interesting, and I like the themes too.
Yeah, I guess for me personally, I really like this book. I just I just feel like from beginning to end, it's just doesn't really stop. It keeps going. It's a good read. There's Elantris, like I said last time, there were some parts where I felt were a little bit slower and everything like that. But this one, I didn't really feel that. Even when you didn't have action, I was still very invested in it, very intrigued by everything going on. Really wanted to learn about the magic, really wanted to see them try to take down the Lord Ruler and steal the ATM. I just to me think that this is a great book, and it's something that I can fully understand why when some people get people to start with the Cosmere, why they choose this one instead of starting with the Elantris, because this is a great way for people to get into a story.
I still don't know why we start with Elantris because I don't know how it's connected.
Well,
I
Not that
do
I don't like
say
it. Yeah.
I really liked this book. I give it a very high rating, but I did prefer Elantris personally.
Same, me too.
Hmm
I like the slowness of it. But
hmm
yeah. But
I
yeah.
give this book a very
Basically.
high rating. That's no complaint or anything, but of the two so far, Elantris has been my favorite of them. But I think
Yeah.
that's just because of some of the heavy themes in it, and I really like the characters a lot.
Yeah. Not to shit on you, Joe. I mean,
that's
How
yes,
is
to
that
fine.
shit on you.
shitting? How is that
Because
shitting on
Joe,
anybody? What
Joe
are you
just said
talking
that
about?
he just said this was his favorite book. He really likes it. And we're just like, he's not as
Yeah,
good as Elantris.
They
Like,
that's not what I said. I did not say it's not as good. I said I preferred Elantris if I had to choose.
also, I will say this is not my favorite Cosmere book. I really like it. It's one of the top ones, but there are other ones I like more.
I'm excited if we get to them.
All right. And then next, I'm going to ask you if there's any criticism you have or stuff that you would change with the book.
My only one was what I said last week about I would have put in one teeny weeny little breadcrumb for Marsh. Not something where the audience could figure it out, but something where in retrospect you'd think, oh well that's obvious, just like Kelsier's plan. That's it though. That's all I can think of that I would feel about that.
Okay, for me, now don't come at me, okay? And I don't even know if I feel all the way like this, but personally, I find some of the hard magic descriptors kind of tedious and kind of boring, but that's just me. I prefer those details in things like video games and not in a book where it's kind of hard to really visualize it for me because I'm a visual learner. So like specifically all the info about like how the different metals, which ones push and which ones pull and stuff like that. Like I would like I prefer to learn that kind of thing from like a chart or a
Oh,
game.
Sheeta, you should just do what I do.
Huh?
You should just do what
What?
I do. Don't worry about it.
Just
You'll
yeah,
figure
I
it out
know,
if it
but that's hard
matters.
for me to do because I'm struggling to be like, okay, so what was it? And like I'm trying to visualize it and keep up with it because it's
Oh,
actually very integral to the plot and stuff. He's very tricksy. Like Anderson was smart and he made us learn it with Vin, and the
hmm
different uses of it actually are really important to know because so like I just struggled a lot with trying to keep up with it. And
Yeah, you thought about it too much then. I'll
yeah,
let you
I did.
know. If you gave me a pop quiz right now on what every metal does, I'd fail it miserably.
I
But
know,
I
but
know the different powers, but which one triggers it, I couldn't fucking tell you. I'm
that's
bad
just
with
Oh,
all that kind of stuff.
all right.
my nature,
Just
yeah, is to want to learn it. Yeah.
what are your top or favorite moments from the books?
Uh, when Lestebornis gives Finn the handkerchief was one of my favorite parts. And then also when Ellen is looking for Vin in the square. And then also when Kelsier tries to describe the idea of flowers and fruits to Vin. Those are my favorites.
Off the top of my head, my favorites are probably Vin's fight with Shan. I liked a lot, and her using her smarts to get out of it. Ellen being down there, all that stuff. The first execution I really liked. I thought that was really horrific, and how powerless they were, and seeing the Lord Ruler just in a cart, you don't even see him. And then probably the part where the man climbs out of the pits and Kelsier helps him up, and then he tells him to leave, and then you don't see it, but he destroys the pits. Those are probably the parts that come to me as my favorite parts.
Those are all very good and epic.
Well, yeah, that's the kind of stuff I'm
now
into.
My moments, seem all small and stuff compared to yours.
They're not small, no, not at all. You just have different things that sell the story to you. Yeah. Yeah, but not just appeal. Things that make you think, oh, this is a good story. I like this characters in this world,
My favorite parts of the book, I really like the breeze scene where he's like just like soothing and having everybody in seeing him really work and everything like that. I thought was a great scene. I did like the
oh yeah, that part was cool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think Vin's final fight against the Lord Ruler was really good as well. Just first you see everything. Oh, I'll stab this. Oh, nope, that didn't work. Oh, Marsh is here. He'll do. Oh, nope, that didn't work. Then she's just like, wait a minute. You're Rashik, and just put everything together, ripping the braces off, getting the power from the mist. I thought all that was really fun to read. And another part that I liked, I would probably say the moment where Kelsier goes on the roof after Vin, and she just called everybody out and yelled at them, and he's just, instead of getting angry at her, he just kind of asks her, all right, what's really bothering her? That she breaks down about Ellen, and she talks about how Mare might not have betrayed him. Just a good scene of them like growing together and kind of really being like a father-daughter.
Too.
Yeah, that is a good scene.
Yeah. That is one of my favorites too. I forgot about that part. That part I really started to really like Kelsier and Vin like a lot.
All right. What's your least favorite moment of the book?
Kelsier's death. Even
Mine
though
is
narratively very good, very epic and all, Kelsier's death was my most hated part of this whole book. I hated reading. I physically didn't like the act of reading it. That was my feeling.
Yeah, that was hard.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to read. But my least favorite.
I'm sorry, Sheta. I felt like in Mars Attacks. I felt like in Mars Attacks when Jack Black's character gets disintegrated and his family's watching the TV, changing the channel, saying, "No, that didn't happen. That didn't happen."
Yeah, that was really sad. But my least favorite part, though, is when the changeling appears as Kelsier and confirms that he is actually really dead and not coming back. I hated that the most because the whole time I was in denial, being like, nope, he's gonna be back. And also, like, his death was very sad, but like, I don't believe it. He's not dead. Like, I was for sure he's not until that moment. And then, so yeah, that's my least favorite.
And that he ate him, right, Sheta?
Yeah, that's the confirmation part. Like, yep, you have to eat the body. So I'm like, oh my god. They can't even revive him now because he's being digested.
Those least favorite parts aren't complaints. They're not parts we think were bad. Just, yeah.
Yeah. Just to
That's interesting.
Confirm. Mm-hmm.
I guess my least favorite part, I may have to go with like that, not the first scene where they meet, but like the next ball that Vin's at, then Ellen just shows up, puts all his books on her table and everything. I know it's kind of funny scene, kind of a cute, they flirt a little bit, but at the same time, it's just like, it's kind of a lame just for him to throw all these books down the table and stuff.
It is. Too cringy for you? Is that what you're saying?
A little cringy, but also looking at it from the other point of view, it's, you have a new person that's their way into society, and then you're just showing up there scaring everyone away. It's kind of a dick move.
That's a funny one to pick.
But but like I said before, I like this book overall. So at this point, I do feel it's, for me, it's kind of trying to nitpick to find something.
Well, even though Ellen is a cringy dude, he's a cringy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's weird. Vin
He's
is
You know, a
weird
lot.
taste.
He's the kind of guy. I believe he's the kind of guy who reads all day. You know.
I know a lot of people out there would disagree with me, but personally, I did prefer the Raoden Serini romance over and Vin.
I like that one too, but I am all for this romance too. Ellen has really won me over at the end of the book.
I don't dislike it. I just prefer the other one more. Okay. This one's going to be kind of a given. So maybe give 2. The death that impacted you the most.
Yeah, I'd say Kelsier.
I pretty much just copied the questions I had over from Elantris. So
That was a horrifying death. That made me so sad.
So let's give it besides Kelsier, what death impacted you the most?
For me, it's the Lord Ruler, because I did not see that coming at all, and now I don't know what to expect. Justin?
I don't know if this is going to count, but to me it was the hundreds of Ska who were executed. That actually affected me quite a bit because it really set the scope of how big this thing is. And I thought that part was so horrifying. I don't know if that counts, but that's my pick.
We'll count it. For me, I might have to go with Cayman. Not because he was a good dude or I was sad about it, because he was a jackass, but because they just find his body and how horrifying it was with like the hook through the mouth and how it's showing that the Inquisitors are on Vin's tail.
That's a good one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that one was fucked up.
Yeah, I was going to put that as one of my least favorite scenes because it was so graphic.
There were a lot of graphic scenes in this book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm glad high levels of violence. I really didn't expect that.
All right. And if you got to marry one character, who would it be? And we will say this will be as if they don't die. So if Sheta wanted to put Kelsier, she could.
Who am I going to marry? Oh, you can go first. You got more to pick from.
I would marry Lestavornis.
Lestavornis?
He's very sweet. And
his name's Spook now.
I don't like Spook. That's like a mean nickname.
He likes it.
He likes it because it makes him fit in. But if I was his girlfriend, I wouldn't call him Spook. Like, yeah. It's just because he's kind of creepy. That's why they call him Spook. Like, Justin, who would you marry?
There weren't a lot of girls in this book.
Yeah,
Lady Shan. I'm going for Shan.
You're gonna go for a freaking crazy ass Shan? Okay, go for it.
Yeah. I'm going. That's my type.
I mean, she was really hot, is what they described. They're like, she was like
she's
really
also
beautiful.
Super bitchy,
crazy
super
ass.
rich. She's got superpowers. In this world, I'd have to be a pretty rich, powerful noble to date her, but that's my pick.
You'd have to be kind of a bad guy, too.
Well, yeah, probably.
I mean, she was gonna kill Ellen.
I've made my choice, Sheta.
Wow.
And I will go with Lady Kliss.
Which one is Lady Kliss?
She's the one that
girl.
She pretended to be a.
Oh yeah.
She pretended to be a gossiper, but then she was actually informant and pretty smart and stuff.
Yeah, she's pretty cool. And it was cool that they paid her off for knowing that Vin is a Mistborn, you know? Like she was like, sure, just pay me off.
I do hope to see more of that character in a later book. I was really interested in her when she said that she was or when we learned she was an informant.
Justin, Joe's already picked her. You can't be interested in her.
Oh no, I'm standing with mine. I mean as a character. I stand by my pick, Sheta.
Okay.
I know characters Justin has picked as waifus. Some of them he likes the mean ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you do like the mean ones.
The mean ones or the shy ones?
And the hot ones. Because Shan is probably the most
a given.
Most good-looking girl that we've seen. Well, we don't know how Mare looks, though. Mare could have been.
I'm not.
I mean,
picking
everyone
Miss
likes
Kelsier's girl. That would just be mean.
Well, yeah. All
right, we'll go. Then, what characters would you like to see more of in future books?
The one you just said. That's who I said.
Lady Kliss?
Yeah, I'm very curious to see more of that character. Other than that, I mean, just our main cast. I can't think of any side character that is that.
Well, I don't know what the next book is going to be, but I hope we do see Vin, Lestevornes. I kind of want to see the gang and stuff. Like, I hope Dox and them are there. But mostly I want to see the changeling. I want
That's
to
a good
see.
one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I keep forgetting what they're called, but yes, I want to see him. And I kind of want to see Wrath Venture, like I was saying. I want to see what becomes of what was the Empire and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then who were your favorite characters? Let's say your top 2 or 3 favorite characters from this book.
I think Sazed was my favorite character. Kelsier would be second. Third, probably Elend by the end, surprisingly.
Vin's probably my favorite character. I really like Kelsier too. And then, of course, I weirdly like Lestevornes. I think he's very... I just love that character type. But I also really like Sazed as well. He became one of my favorites at the end there.
For me, with rereading this first book, my favorite would probably be Kelsier. And number 2 would probably be Breeze. I just find him entertaining almost every time he's on screen. And then 3 would have to be Vin.
Oh, I have one honorable mention. I really like Reen, Vin's brother. Anytime his voice comes up, like,
Yeah.
I just like it, and I really like finding out that he did love her in the end, or tried to protect her. So, Reen.
And then, what would you like to see in a future book?
The deepness. That's mine. Nice and simple.
I want to see, what are the changelings called again? I don't want to keep calling them changelings.
Khandra.
Khandras. I want to see more Khandras. More about what the heck they are, Miss Wraiths and stuff. I want to see more Terracemen and stuff messing with gold and the 11th metal. And
I guess one other thing I'll ask you, that hell are the Koloss? Those were brought up a bunch early on. They were brought up a bunch early on in the book, being like, oh yeah, oh no, Lord Ruler won't bring the Koloss. He doesn't want the city destroyed.
Oh yeah, that'll be interesting to see.
Second half of the book, they are never mentioned again in the second half.
That'll be an interesting thing to see for sure, yeah, if there's something that scary. I, of course, had forgotten about that.
Yeah, me too.
That's why I want to bring it up, so that way you guys can remember that. There was something that was mentioned early in quite a few times and just stop talking.
I don't know. It must be some kind of extreme version of Inquisitors. Or maybe just, his relatives.
Just some relatives.
Like, it's his family, like...
Because that could be another thing, asking, like, what's going to happen, because killed these that were in Luthadel, but they had mentioned earlier.
Oh, there's some more.
There's like 20 or something of them, and only typically half of them are in Luthadel.
Yeah.
So, and with the Lord now dead, what's going to happen with those Inquisitors?
They're going to be hunted down.
Yeah, they're probably going to be...
Get rid of all of them.
Probably going to go off the grid and try to...
I wonder if Marsh... I wonder if Marsh is going to be able to recruit them, and then lead them. That's my theory.
We don't really know that much about them. Like, I thought they were just drones that were controlled by the Lord Ruler, but it sounds like they've got their own little agenda and, like...
Yeah, no, they do.
Because we know that Marsh has retained his personality still, so...
Yeah.
Now we know, like, they were people and they still are people. I thought they were just animals. But they're not.
Yeah, they still have names and everything.
I stand by my theory.
Yeah, they have freaking names. Like, weird.
All right. And then we will, all right. Are there any questions you have? Like, rhetorical questions. I'm not going to ask them, but answer them. But any questions you have about the story or upcoming stuff?
Yeah. What happened when they faced the evil thing back in the day? That's what I want to know.
Like what happened at the Well of Ascension?
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's my main, probably one and only thing I'm really wanting to know.
Well, you do know what the name of the next book is, right?
Well, then I'm excited.
Woo! Okay, that's kind of what my question is. Like, Well, is the next book even going to be about Vin and them? Like, or are we gonna? It's gonna be a completely different group, and we're only gonna hear of Vin and Kelsier from a
Yeah, Sheta.
legendary point of view.
It's gonna be 1,000 years from now as they take down Vin, the new Lord Ruler.
Yeah, that's. I don't know. I'll be really sad if we just like. I mean, this is a pretty good ending for them. Like Vin becomes queen. She lives happily ever after with Ellen. You know, like there's nothing more to tell about this story. So, I mean, there could be, but I don't think.
Nothing more to tell. Nothing having to do with like the Lord Ruler's ominous last words.
Yeah, but like, are we gonna see it or just see the outcome of it?
I'll tell you,
I
Sheta.
don't know.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Just that simple. Just yes. Because that would be
Okay.
the stupidest sequel of all time.
Okay, I don't know. Okay, I'm just trying to. I don't know what to expect. Because we started this book after Elantris, and I'm like, where the hell is my characters at? Like, this is not my characters. These are brand new characters in a brand new world. So I don't know. I know that this one is different because it's a trilogy, but still, I didn't know what to expect. I want to ask, are there any more medals? What other powers and abilities are out there, like the Terraceman and Allomancy? Like, what other powers are there? Where do these powers come from? Why is the world like this? Is Elantris related to any of this? And how? What is the mist? What is the deepness? What is the pool that Hood jumped
Okay,
into?
so Sheta, let me simplify this. Let me simplify this by saying absolutely everything is what you are curious about. Is that it, Sheta?
Yeah. Also, is Hood from Elantris here? Like, is the Final Empire a different country or
Okay,
planet
Sheta,
in
Sheta,
Elantris?
stop. I'm done. That's too many
Okay, sorry.
questions.
Well,
All right.
I've already told you that it's a different planet. Elantris
Oh,
is on the
yeah?
planet Cell. This Mistborn is on the planet Scadrial.
Wow. Okay, sorry, Justin, if I was annoying you.
No, I just you had everything is a question. That's what you have.
Yeah. Okay, well, right. So just one more. I just wonder how the Khandra will be used in the future. And I have a dark prediction that Ellen will die or be killed because he's king. Vin will have to use the Khandra to impersonate him because he's in her employ now. Okay, that's all my questions.
All right, and we will go to we will rate the book. You know, we did that before. You know, rating it scale of 1 to 11. You know, normal 1 to 10 scale, but then if you just need to go that little step farther, this one goes to 11.
11's the greatest book I've ever read, and 1's the worst. It's just that little simple thing.
10's the greatest book you ever read. 11 is if it's a little bit farther above that.
It's better than the greatest book I've ever read. I'll give it a 7. Solid 7. Good book, you know. I'd recommend to anyone interested in this kind of story.
I think I would give it a 7 as well. Maybe 7.5.
Yep, for me, like I said, I really like this one, so I'd probably give it like an 8.5 or a 9.
A 9, geez, that's good.
Not all the way up to 10, but I just
it's
really
hard to get a 10. Jesus. I don't even know what book I'd give a 10 to. Maybe like 1984 or something, like a classic.
Yeah, it's funny those.
One thing I'll go over, because we went over favorite characters, so I was keeping a running tally throughout this book as we did our characters of the week. So I'll go over those. Who do you think got the most?
Kelsier.
Kelsier, probably.
Yeah, Kelsier got the most with 10.
Jesus, that's high.
Who do you think was second?
Vin.
Yeah, Vin.
Yeah, that makes sense. Vin was at 8. And then there were 3 people that were tied for third place with.
Sazed?
Who do you think? All right. So you said Sazed?
I'm not going to say all 3, but I'm going to guess Breeze was one of them.
Oh, all 3, yeah.
Yeah, the 3 that were tied for third place were Breeze, Lord Ruler, and Sazed, each with 3. And then The people with 2 were Ellen, Ham, Shan, and Spook.
Yeah, Shan got 2. Nice.
And then 2 got 1. That was Marsh and a Mistwraith.
I like that
Yeah.
mystery. I did. I stand by that choice for that chapter.
Dang.
Yeah, Shanna Laurel got 2.
That's because she was awesome.
I was gonna have the Khandra who was Kelsier Lord Renew be honorable mention. So
Or
I
Seer.
almost picked Lord Renew at one chapter.
you did, yeah. You were gonna. I mean,
All right. So we're done with that. Now we'll go over to our critically acclaimed fan casting section.
Woohoo!
yay! We should have some music play, Joe, when we do that.
No.
No. Unless if you're able to write and record music, that way I don't need to pay any royalties or anything, then certainly.
Oh, I will.
No, you won't. I forbid it.
Oh, but it
Sheta,
would be so good.
only if you include singing, and only if the singing is done by a Vocaloid.
Okay.
Well, let's go into our fan casting.
Well, this you guys talked about it a bit, but this book doesn't have as many smaller characters as Elantris did, so I just did the basics basically. So I think I'll probably have the same amount as you guys.
All right.
For my Kelsier, I picked Ryan Gosling for his charming smile and his blonde hair and handsome face.
You know, that's funny, Sheta, because I was this close to picking Ryan Gosling too.
Really?
I was so close. Yes, because he's got a lot of range. He can be really charming. He can be dark, and he's just intrinsically likable. Probably all the same reasons as you, I'd assume.
Yeah.
Man, but all the ska women would just be fun with Kelsier if he looked like Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, it'd add to his legend.
Yeah. He has some Jesus vibes a little bit.
It's just so funny to me that's we were thinking along similar lines.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, at some point, there might be somebody that picks the same person for a character.
Well, yeah, it's very likely.
Just shows what a good casting
Sheta,
it is. I think I was gonna pick at one point Cillian Murphy because I thought he would be a good leader, but then his smile is not as charming. It's kind of creepy.
No,
so I don't
he has a disturbing smile.
Yeah, but I think he would have been great too. So I was really torn with him.
All right. Well, I was thinking along similar lines to you, Shita. I went with another Ryan for mine, and that was Ryan Reynolds. I went because he can be charming, but he can also go really dark, and he can do a smile that doesn't reach his soul. It's all on the surface. So a lot of the same reasons that I would have picked Ryan Gosling, but with a little more, what would I say, masculinity maybe? Less boyishness.
And we've seen him with long hair in Deadpool Wolverine.
I didn't even consider that.
I thought that too. I guess I never imagined him as a very dramatic or serious actor and stuff.
Ryan Reynolds? He's a really good actor. He takes a lot of sillier roles, but he's real good.
He is good. I just can't imagine him being so serious to deal with things like...
And that's the other thing. Imagine Ryan Reynolds in the movie and he dies at the end. No one would see that coming. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I don't like that. That would be so sad.
It would be.
All right. Well, I'll go with mine. Mine will be James Franco.
Yeah, I can see it. I like the long hair.
Yeah. You have a guy where I've seen him in roles with longer hair. He has a smile you need to have, but also he does have that, part of him that can go darker as well. And he can now that just looks, silly and also sometimes mischievous.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's just going to
I can really feel that one.
Yeah.
If this movie did like 15 years ago, I could really feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good. He does have that good smile too.
I think those are all castings. I'd watch any of those Kelsiers.
Yeah, pretty solid. All right. I guess next up is my Vin. So I casted Jenna Ortega as my Vin. I think she's very good at being like closed off. I've only seen her in Wednesday, but
Well, she was in Iron Man 3.
Who was she in there?
She.
I think it was her. I think she was the daughter of the vice president, who was in a wheelchair and didn't have any speaking lines or anything like that.
I have no memory of any of this.
All right. Okay, well, I'm not going to judge from that but she's good at being more closed off and untrusting of people. But then she also has she can also look pretty and put on a face. So I think she would do a good job.
Well, Sheta, I'm going to have to do some pushback. I think Jenna Ortega would be horrible casting. I picked Jenna Ortega as my pick as well. And for a lot of the same reasons, I think that she'd do a really good job at being very, very closed off, but conveying a lot at the same time. And I think she's got a good face for an action role as well, a very distinct, memorable one.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the same reasons. And I think she could do the street urchin and the ballroom character. I think she could do both very well.
Yeah. Very likely that she would if they made that movie today.
If the movie was made right this second, there is a chance, yes.
Even as the dance scene in Wednesday where she dances at the ball, and I think I could just see that.
And then mine is not Jenna Ortega. Instead, mine, we're going with Maisie Williams.
Mm-hmm.
I find so much of her look as Arya, and especially like the first couple seasons of Game of Thrones, just makes me think so much of Vin. Kind of shorter hair, just having to be like all like dirty and stuff. But also the first season, she's more dressed up at times. So that sort of stuff, you do get to see the stuff that Vin has to go through.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, same thing with what you were saying about Jenna Ortega. I feel like she can easily play that closed off person that doesn't really trust others, because that's essentially what she was having to do during that whole time period in Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good.
And she has the petite build.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's another one with Jenna Ortega. She's very petite as well. Same thing.
Yeah.
Even though her face is very feminine, her look is very she was casted as Wednesday for a reason. She's very thin.
The only thing is, we know how the Arya actress looks as trying to be a boy. Vin has to pretend to be a boy too, so I wonder how Jenna Ortega would do with that.
That was my one thing. That was my one thing, but I let it go. That would be very tough because of how her lip shape and stuff is.
Yeah, I also tried to find a picture of her with short hair to see how that would look, but she does not really have short hair, so.
Or yeah, Arya for sure. We know for a fact she can do that look, yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next, I went to kind of the crew, so I started with Dachshund, because that's kind of who we saw first. I picked Packy Lee from Peaky Blinders. He plays Johnny Dogs in there, who is basically like the same character as Dachshund to me, because he kind of, not the same, he just does all the like odd jobs for the main character in there. And he has like an accent that is like exactly like how the audiobook accent is, but I just kept thinking of him while I was listening to it.
I didn't have no accent. What was his accent like in there?
It was kind of like Scottishy and stuff, like someone's got to do this dirty work, like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of how I imagined him. He's very fun and humble too, so I think he did a good job. I think he would do a good job.
My doc, I wasn't sure which way to go, but he does a lot of their bureaucratic work, like a lot of the behind the scenes work. Also has very few lines, so I wanted somebody who's very compelling with very small scenes. So I went with Michael Emerson as my dachshund.
Ooh.
That one works.
Yeah, that's a good one. He can also be kind of a romantic too, so with Dachshund's backstory, I thought that's probably good.
Yes. basically all I remember Dachshund doing is saying that one story, and that's about it. So I needed somebody who can deliver that kind of thing.
Was able to be more playoff, more composed and stuff, while just having
Yes.
a anger underneath it all.
That's
Yep,
really good,
mhm.
actually. Yeah, really good.
All right, now my docs. I have Matthew Broderick.
I approve.
I just think that he's a really good actor, and he can play that sort of like you're saying bureaucratic character pretty well. I don't really have much more to dive into. I just think good job.
Mm-hmm. I'm all for it.
Yeah, nice. I like that. He's just so likable, so that's good. All right, next I have Breeze, and I picked Simon Callow. He is, if you've seen Outlander, he plays the Duke of Sandringham, and he's not in much, but he also voices the grasshopper in James and the Giant Peach. So he has a very class. He has a very classy, sophisticated voice. He does he's very theatrical in how he talks. So that's how Breeze talks. And again, I base this a lot on how the audiobook sounds. And he always sounds very proper, like proper old English type, So he has the old, rich aristocratic old English voice. So that's who I keep imagining. Also, he's an Ace Ventura when nature calls. I didn't know that. But
Who was he in
I
Ace
don't
Ventura?
know. I don't know. I think I've only seen that once, so I'll have to rewatch it for him.
Well, there's I know there's the one scene with all the rich people, so he could be in that one.
All right, for Breeze, I went with a lot of the things you did. I wanted somebody who can be incredibly charming, like insanely charming and charismatic, but also gives off a laid-back atmosphere. So I went with Stephen Fry as my Breeze.
Yep, similar vein right there.
Mm-hmm.
Very
somebody who can
aristocratic
just
and
get
proper.
you to do something just by saying it too, and who can be an asshole while coming off as the nicest, likablest guy at the same time.
And he has the comedic chops for it as well.
That too.
All right. I'll go with my Breeze. There'll be another one where I went like some of the comedic parts of it, but also kind of can give off the kind of that stuck up sort of feeling, rich feeling. Nathan Lane.
Oh, I love that casting. That's solid. Damn, I wish I thought of that. That's my favorite.
That's good, yeah.
Just that whole like smarmy feel is I just think it fits perfectly with Nathan Lane.
You can't help but like him no matter what he does or says.
I don't know. He was kind of hateable in where he played the lawyer in the People versus OJ.
No, he was so likable in there. Because he was a bit scummy, but he was still so likable. He was like my favorite character in there. So when he goes down south and plays up the little southern accent and stuff, that was great. I forgot he was in there. Yeah, he was so good.
I just remember the one line where it's like, well, technically, if they're married, it's not rape.
yeah, that was so good.
But just the response, you really just said that.
Yeah.
Someone had to say it.
Yeah. No, he was great in there. I liked him a lot.
He's a lawyer through and through.
Yeah.
That was the law back then, just saying. Oh, he's funny. He's great. All right, next I have my ham casting, and I picked Kevin Durand, who plays Keamy Martin in Lost or Blob.
Yeah, his most iconic role, Blob.
Blob, yeah. Well,
where'd this picture you get of him with angel wings?
Okay, it's because he's in Legion and he plays the angel Gabriel. I just found that out when I was looking up his pictures. I didn't know he was in Legion, but he is. I have to rewatch that too now. But yeah, I think he would be great because he he can play like kind of a meathead type, like a soldier type, but also like a really profound and like philosophical too. With he has like all these thoughts too about stuff like
Yeah,
that.
he can deliver a monologue. Yeah, he can talk.
Yeah. So I think that he would be
Mhm.
great. Also, I just love his voice. I can just hear him talk all day. So
He has a good. For my ham, I wanted to go with somebody who can play a tough guy meathead, but who can also be more sensitive and thoughtful at the same time. So I went with Gerard Butler as my ham. With the sensitivity and philosophy of the Phantom, but with the tough guyness of Leonidas.
The Phantom?
Of the opera.
Oh, oh.
Oh no, not the Phantom. No.
I was so
That is
confused.
true, yeah.
Once you said that, it's
Not
like,
Billy
oh wait,
Zane.
yep,
No.
that makes sense.
Yes, the philosophy of the Phantom, the movie The Phantom.
like, wow, Justin. I don't know what comics you've been reading, but
No, the movie. Did you ever see that shit?
yes, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he would steal the show too much, but
Gerard Butler?
yeah.
Supposed to steal the show a little bit, in my opinion, at least. Of the side characters, I felt like he had the most lines in most parts, you know.
Mine, same thing as Justin, trying to go with somebody that could play like the guy that can fight and everything, but also somebody that can be very contemplative and thinking about stuff. So I went with David Boreanaz.
Oh!
just with him playing Angel, just you have him whole like thinking, especially once you get to the show Angel, when they really flesh out his character a lot more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I feel like
he's
that
action philosopher for sure.
And he's other stuff too, where he's a little bit more actiony and fighting and all that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, for my next casting, clubs. I picked Nick Offerman, who plays Ron Swanson in Parks and Rec, just because he has the best like scowly face. Like he's serious. I could just imagine him sitting in the back of the room, like judging things and kind of having that presence. Also, Clubs is a carpenter, and Ron is also like that kind of simple man. Like he's just a simple, likes the simple things in life.
Sheta, I did not cast clubs. Did not even occur to me to do such a thing.
What?
But I approve of the Nick Offerman one, so I'm going to also take it.
All right. Well, with mine, so Clubs is a guy that's kind of gives off a little bit of like an angry vibe, just scowling and everything. Has a leg injury that causes him to have a limp. So I went with Hugh Laurie.
Oh my gosh, I almost picked him too.
And where, if people don't know, he was in the show House, where he played House, where he's a guy that's kind of an angry person, scowls a lot. He has a leg injury that causes him to limp. So,
I just thought he would be too handsome to just sit back there and say nothing. Like,
I can't believe I completely forgot Clubs. I feel so bad.
how could you forget Clubs? They were at his
Yeah, but he doesn't do that
time.
much.
He protected them from being caught when they burned their Allomancy.
You're not wrong. I just totally forgot about Clubs. I'm sorry.
And he had a badass part at the end where he is like, he's gonna command me one of their generals. He's like, where do you think I got this?
All right. Then I'm gonna cast. I'll get a picture quick. For a badass guy like that, who's also quite mean, I'm gonna cast Michael Ironside as my last second Clubs. Because he is sure a surly guy, but he is quite intimidating and tough and serious.
That's good. I like that.
For a 2-second casting, sure.
Yeah, not bad. All right. Next, we're going to do Clubs' nephew, Lester Bornes. And for him, I casted Lucas Jade Zuman, who is an adorable little boy actor from, I only know him from Anne with an E, the Anne of Green Gables Netflix show, where he plays Gilbert Blythe. He's just like this really he's just like the boy that you would have a crush on. But I think he would do a really good job. I always imagined him being kind of shy and wanting to impress, I guess. So That's who I cast.
All right. For my Estevornes, I went with Noah Schnapp, I think you say, who plays Will Byers on Stranger Things, because I think he could be kind of all the same things you're saying. Sheta. A cute side character, but not so cute that I would think that Vin would go for him. And I think he could play. I think he could do the accent because he's a good actor. He could do that weird ass shit.
Yeah. See, I was very close to picking him too, but I was like,
Oh, really?
yeah, I just didn't want to pick a Stranger Things kid. I don't know.
Well, those are the
Roman's
best ones to
like-
go to for kids. Also, now that
Those
he's
are-
sprout up, that's the reason. Now that he's at that awkward age, I thought it was perfect because he looks a little. No offense, great actor, a little weird now, you know.
Oh man, it kind of makes me think of like the Neville actor from Harry Potter, where he had that really weird face. Where he looked awkward.
Yeah, he looks so weird.
And then a couple years later, after the movies are done, he just becomes just hot for all the girls.
Oh, is he? I haven't seen him. That sounds funny.
Like I
Yep.
saw on like girls were saying, "Oh man, he's hot now," and he's just like a 6-pack and all this stuff.
Funny.
He's the ultimate glow up for sure.
All right, so for my spook, I went with what's his name, Jaden Martell. He played Bill in the movie It.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was also in Knives Out. As I just feel like he has that look where, you know, especially younger kid, he has a little bit of that awkward look. You know, he was able to act with the stutter, so he can pull off like having that weird talking
No, that's true.
thing.
That's a really good casting. I think it's better than mine because I think I'm biased. My list of learners is very cute and handsome because that's how I imagine him in my
Right.
head. Okay, next I have my Marsh casting, and I casted David Arquette because I thought he was
Sorry,
Uh,
Sheta, I need you to interrupt you. It's former WCW champion David Arquette.
That's funny. Just because he looks a lot like Ryan Gosling, who was my Kelsier, and like an older, more like wizened one. He's good at acting like kind of annoyed too and surly. So
I do gotta say, Shita, did you just say David Arquette looks like a wiser Ryan Gosling?
well, well, look at my picture next to my comparison.
No, I just mean the actor. I think he could do it, play against type. I just think that sentence was very strange to hear.
I just like him for I thought they would be good brothers,
Mm-hmm.
and I just like that actor too. So
Well, yeah, he's great. Anything else about him?
no, that's it.
Hey, for my Marsh, I wanted somebody who's kind of a stick in the mud, can be like not that entertaining while being super entertaining at the same time, and also who I think would look really cool with spikes in his eyes. So I went with Mark Strong.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
I guess he can also have the stare.
Yes, that too.
Because Marsh
Oh,
is
yeah.
supposed to have that glare.
Somebody intense who can be an asshole while being likable.
And that's really good to be my Marsh too, because he also kind of has a similar face shape to Ryan Gosling.
No, I don't know about that, but okay.
All right. Well, my Marsh, I was mainly trying to think, all right, who can have like the sort of like glare, the iron eyes look. So I went with Kiefer Sutherland.
Ooh! Oh my gosh. He would sound so cool as an Inquisitor.
You know, just him, especially when he was Jack Bauer. He just has he can look at you, glare at you, everything. His hair color is somewhat similar to James Franco, so it works with them being brothers. And yeah.
I have not put hair color into this much at all. I just figured they'd dye whoever needed it. Even though I know they wouldn't bother nowadays, but that's how I would want to do it.
Yeah. Acting chops is number one. All right.
Well, now they would
Next is
probably
gonna-
just throw a wig on.
Well, yeah, wig's fine either way, as long as it looks good.
Yeah. Okay, so when we first met Sazed, he was just kind of like a very good butler and stuff. I imagined him looking like Holmes. Lurch, pretty much. Carol Strucken, who plays Lurch in The Addams Family, or Mr. Home from Star Trek Next Generation. I thought that.
I didn't know that was the same actor.
Yeah. I was like, I just imagined this kind of like really, because you really notice that he's different than like other servants and things. So I thought he would look really striking like that. But then later, once he started to be like a character who like talked a bunch and like was very philosophical and all that stuff, then I imagined him as more like a Brent Spinner type, or who plays Data in Star Trek too.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I imagined him. So for the
So
rest of the book, he was Brent Spinner, Data.
I was gonna say for the first one, Sheta, he's been castrated. He really shouldn't be that manly looking, you know.
Well, after maybe, we don't know how it
I
is.
assume they have to do it young. I'd assume. I guess I don't know.
Well, the first one, he is tall, and says the terrorists are supposed to be tall.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want somebody with a little more boyish of a look, assuming that the gilding had happened around puberty to make sure that they couldn't reproduce. That's just my assumption. I don't know. But I wanted somebody who can be kind of be quiet and subdued, but also stand out at the front and also be a little kind of dorky. So I went with Michael Cera.
Oh my god.
You can see it? Or no? That's so different than what you were imagining, huh, Shita?
That is so weird. Sorry, that just really took me off guard.
Well, yeah, because you were imagining somebody very manly, I imagined like a little anime butler guy who's just kind of
What
like...
the heck? He's so proper, though.
You don't think Michael Cera could play it?
No.
No? He's a good actor. He could do anything he wants.
Yeah, he could do it. But it's just like, just out of left field for me.
Well, yeah, of course. But I think you put on a little piece of spectacles or whatever, a little suit, and have him talk all proper, I think you could do it.
That is weird. I would not do that.
All right. Well, with mine, I guess mine, maybe you'll consider it handsome after the way you were talking about it. But I went with Sendhil Ramamurthy, who was Mohinder in Heroes. So you'd have to shave him. You'd have to shave him bald, but in Heroes, he did play like the smarter character in there, so it works. And plus, Mohinder was my favorite character in Heroes.
Siler all the way, even when he gets shitty.
Nathan Petrelli for me. All right, nice. All right, so I started casting Lord Renew when I realized I was thinking it shouldn't be anyone too famous because it would be distracting. And since there's a big mystery around him, it should be a no-name. But then I thought Nicolas Cage might be a good one because he would come off as weird and off-putting, but he'd also be a good mystery too, to be like, what is up with the Nicolas Cage character? So that's what I casted as Lord Renew.
When you said it, I thought that's nonsense, but then when I thought about it, I can see the vision. And he would play him he would play him like a thing. He would really get into
it. Right? He would be so good.
With Renew, I wanted somebody who can be refined and elegant, but could also be able to be like dead inside and like a creepy creature at the same time if you wanted. So I went with Bill Nighy as my Renew.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Not Bill Nye, Bill Nighy, for those of you listening.
He was Davy Jones.
Yes, but that's not the role I would use as an example. Maybe his
just
role.
So people know who that is.
Yeah, I think they'll know better the main vampire in Underworld or Sean's dad. Those are the two roles I think of in Shaun of the Dead.
His human role I think of is like his ministry part in Harry Potter.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. Sheta, I went the opposite of you. I didn't want somebody who stands out. I wanted somebody you don't even think about till it reveals about him later.
Yeah. Mine, same thing. I want to go somebody that could be kind of noble and everything, because Yeah, because with a conjurer, you're really not supposed to suspect them because they're supposed to blend in so well. So I went with Jeremy Irons.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Joe, I almost went with Jeremy Irons too. That's funny.
Really?
Mm,
He's too
And
handsome. Like,
nothing
And-
says Renew can't be handsome.
And I do know that now my casting does have 3 people from The Lion King. So I have Simba, Scar, and Timon. So it kind of makes me wish that instead for Sazed, I should have just gone with James Earl Jones.
Rafiki? Oh, okay.
James Earl Jones, too old, I think,
No.
to play Sazed.
No, that was not a serious suggestion. Or Spook could have young Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Would have been good too. All right, next I am casting my Ellen venture, and I went with Timothy Chalamet.
Jeez.
I
You're
thought-
shooting up high.
Well, I thought he was good because he can play like nerdy and kind of like dreamy, I guess. Like, I actually have never seen him in anything, but just his vibe feels like he would be a good Ellen Venture because he can be like, apparently he can be like a leading man role, but also like a young man, like trying to be more than he is, I guess.
Mhm. No, I can see your vision, Sheta.
And he looks good with
Stylishly
nice hair.
disheveled. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, like a young girl would be like, "Oh, Timothy Chalamet," you know.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like he'd be too good looking, even with disheveled hair.
He's not that. He's like a weird, like could be good looking in this, but
Yeah.
also could be made to look like.
Sheta, he is like a drawing of an attractive male.
What?
Yeah,
Okay,
he's like
granted-
a stereotypical attractive male.
Granted,
I don't
does have-
disagree, I can see it, but
maybe I'm just assuming what teenage girls are like when I don't actually know. But I just assume all of them are just in love with him.
mhm. If they liked Edward's actor, then they'll like him.
He does have really nice cheekbones.
I had a lot of the same thoughts as you, Shita. I wanted somebody who can portray intelligence. Mine will be a bit dorkier. Intelligence and dorkiness at the same time, coming off as attractive even when he's dressed like a disheveled slob. So I went with the poor man's Timothy Chalamet, Cole Sprouse.
Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Hey, don't call him that. Hey, I like him way more than Timothy Chalamet. Just
I
for
like
the
him
record.
too. He's really
I
good.
love him.
But that was my vision.
Oh my god, I
Poor
freaking
man.
love
little-
it.
A little brooding too.
Yeah.
And also a
oh,
little weak, like he couldn't fight. That was the other thing.
Hey, you are hating on my man. Stop it.
There's no hate.
Oh,
Yeah,
I love that.
I've watched Dune, so I know Timothy Chalamet can fight.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
All right, so mine, I was thinking more, just trying to be kind of that little more dorky side. I went with Michael Cera.
I like it.
Oh my god. Twice.
Oh, I like the idea of Michael Cera playing the most eligible bachelor in the kingdom.
Oh my
he's
god.
Well, he's not. He's only eligible because he's in a rich family. He's not
Mhm.
eligible because all the girls are like, "Oh my god, he's
Oh,
so hot and good."
Joe,
looking."
you don't know how much I love the idea of Michael Cera running in and being like, Valette, Valette, with his little
I
cane.
freaking love him as Ellen. I think I love it. I would cast him. He's great.
See, I could just see him, just wearing disheveled clothes, just going to a table, dropping a bunch of books down, and just sitting down and reading. And just
I would like
Maisie
to kiss
Williams
you
is just like, what the hell?
I have a hard time imagining anyone falling in love with that character, though, but
I
we'll
would.
see.
I would. Well, I like Michael Cera. Like he
Well,
was one of
yeah,
my
he's
first
cool.
crushes. So.
He's got a thing. He's got a thing to him, but
He played Scott
Got it.
Pilgrim, Justin.
yeah, I know. He's got a cuteness. I'm not saying. He's just, like Joe said, really on the dorky side.
And he shall be king.
Yeah. I'm not just going to say our castings got progressively less handsome.
So would you call Sarah the poor man's Cole Sprouse?
Okay.
No, because Michael Cera is more famous than Cole Sprouse, sadly.
Gosh. Just so out of those three, Timothy Chalamet is not even on my list. Like, so. I mean, granted, I'm not a teenage girl anymore.
Well,
so.
Sheta, you just
But-
said you haven't watched a movie with him yet. I bet the second you do, he'll jump way up.
I watch Willy Wonka and I'm like, I love him.
Probably. I suspect that'll happen.
That's true. Okay, I won't say anything because I have not seen him perform. So.
Or when he gets casted as like a new Cyclops or something, I think they'll sell you on him.
Well, didn't you ever watch Interstellar?
Was he
Yeah,
in
but
there?
he was a baby in that one.
It says he plays young Tom Cooper.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
he was very young in that one.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
All right, next up, I casted my Strath Venture, Ellen's dad, and I casted Tom Hiddleston. This is Timothy Chalamet's father, so he's got to be pretty handsome.
When you say it that way, I can see it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I thought he would be like, have this mysterious, or like, he'd just be powerful. He is a Allomancer too, and he's scary and intimidating.
Yeah, I'd have trouble standing up to him. Jesus.
Yeah.
All right, well, a little more holy, but very refined. I went with Ralph Fiennes, however you pronounce that last name. I couldn't tell you.
What do I know him from?
Harry Potter.
You know him as Voldemort, Shita.
Oh, Voldemort. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't recognize him with the nose. I'm sorry.
Has she seen the newer James Bonds?
I haven't seen. Oh yeah, he wasn't. Oh yeah, he plays the new M, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. I forgot about that. Just famous British actor.
Whoa, so Voldemort did take over the Ministry then? That was happening.
Yep. That sounds like a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen connection, Sheta.
Then with mine, I had to think of a rich nobleman that can be an absolute jackass. So I went with Charles Dance.
Oh, that's the best typecasting ever right there. That's solid.
People don't know his name. That is
Tywin.
Tywin. God. It's getting late. It's Tywin Lannister.
Ultimate disapproving father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one too. So that's Michael Cera's dad. Is that what you're
Yeah. Oh God. I would
Granted,
pay just to see that scene. Jesus Christ.
Granted, he was not really an asshole in Alien 3. But that's also a very forgettable movie.
All right. My next casting is Chandelario, and I casted Anya Taylor-Joy as her. She can play a very classy, beautiful, strong woman. And I also included this picture of her as Magic, just to show her as a badass from the New Mutants. But then I found this banner someone did of her, and she looks really badass and cool as a superhero type. So that's where my casting came from.
I was very close to casting her too, but I wanted to save her for a future book.
Oh, because you can't recast her again, Justin.
That's my rule. I'm not double casting.
Yeah, I just thought she could be a very intimidating, and like she's tall and blonde, and yeah.
Well, that's a good one.
Also, her with Jenna Ortega would be too many like beautiful big-eyed girls on screen.
I went with somebody who can play very bitchy when they want to and play the popular girl. And I swear I did this casting without realizing that I casted Cole Sprouse as Ellen. I picked Louis Reinhardt as my fan, not realizing that I have now cast Betty and Jughead as love interest characters.
Cute. Well, now they gotta end it together. Screw Vin. Like, she's too nice to play Shand.
But think about the parts in the show when she gets really mean or dark or scary and stuff. Those are the moments.
Oh, when her dominatrix shows.
Well, not those parts, but that too. I mean, like in the middle seasons when things are all dark, she can play really mean. She's a better actress than that show allows to. So
yeah, she's great.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, for my Shan, same thing. I went with somebody that could be kind of bitchy. And was on the show Riverdale
Oh God. Oh no.
with Camila Mendes.
Ooh, that's good. What the heck's up with the Riverdale?
We need
Okay,
I did
teenagers.
not
Sheta.
go there at all. Huh?
Archie better be playing the Lord Ruler in your casting, Sheta, or else I'm gonna be pissed.
What the heck? Oh my gosh. I like the Victoria one. She's also like a good mean girl. All right.
Veronica.
Yeah. All right. For my Lord Ruler casting, I have Morbius star Jared Leto. He just has this weird Jesus vibe, and he's very handsome, but also has these weird vibes, like he's inhuman. Like, did you know that he is 52 years old?
Really? Jesus. No.
Yeah, he's freaking immortal. Like,
Shada,
Oh.
I was 50-50 on casting Jared Leto. I was so close to picking him, so I agree with you.
yeah, okay.
Well, I remember when the COVID, like when all the lockdown stuff first started, he was in like some sort of like retreat where he was cut off from everything. So he comes out of it and it's like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's a
wow.
weird dude. He's a weird dude.
Yeah.
I was so close to picking that. I didn't because to me he comes off as very ethereal, like you're saying, and in the final
Mhm.
chapter he comes off as a little more human. But I really like it. The image of him stepping out of the carriage specifically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so like he feels like he doesn't belong with normal people, you know? Like he's
Yeah, if you're gonna cast God, right?
yeah. Like or
Mhm.
someone who thinks he's a god at least.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
uh-huh. So I thought I just kept imagining him with that kind of handsome dead-eye look in his like face. Like
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I think he would get into it. And like he can be crazy too and weird.
Yeah.
So
No, he's good. He's
yeah.
fine.
So
My Lord Ruler, I went a similar feeling. Somebody who's my Lord Ruler, just like yours, is way too famous for such a technically small role. But I wanted somebody who'd step out and it'd be really epic. But somebody who can be completely charismatic and completely horrifyingly heartless at the same time. I went with Christian Bale as my Lord Ruler.
that's a good one.
For a lot of the same reasons as yours, but he could play the godlike elegance and the just loser random guy thing at the same time very well, I think. Shada, when I read the first chapters the last time, Jared Leto was my Lord Ruler. When I read the last chapters, that's when I went to Christian Bale. So I think that's funny.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we have Batman and Joker.
You're right. I didn't even realize.
Wow.
For my Lord Ruler, I went with Ed Skrine,
Mm-hmm.
however you pronounce the last name. You know, he was the first Dario Naharis in Game of Thrones, just in season 3 before they recast him. And then he was the, what's his name, Ajax in the first Deadpool movie, the main villain in it.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like he has that, longer hair. He just kind of has a look, because Lord Ruler's supposed to be kind of good looking, so I figure girls probably find him good looking, and he kind of has like an intimidating look and everything like
those
that.
piercing eyes he has.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know, before him, like I was saying before, I was originally going to cast somebody else as the Lord Ruler. Originally going to do Dwayne Johnson, but then the description came of him being the like pale skin, so it's just like, well, I can't use Dwayne anymore.
Fuck, Joe, if the carriage opened and the fucking Rock stepped out of there dressed all gloriously, I would have fucking jumped out of my seat in shock and excitement. I would have
That
been.
effect
That would
been
have floored
so-
me. And then him
Yeah.
sitting on the throne with a bunch of fucking rings and shit. Oh my god. That's
Also,
pretty solid.
That's intimidating as heck. Like we gotta go take down
Yeah,
the
I
Rock.
know.
Like
Especially if they didn't announce that he was in the movie.
Yeah. For the star power and the impact,
Yeah.
the Rock would probably be right. But if you wanted the pale skin, that's why I went with Ed Skrein.
Yeah, if you want better casting, yes, this is the way to go. 'Cause he has a look that can be very unsettling too, yeah. But also, like you said, very handsome. Also, I think your casting is more realistic for how small the role is than either of ours.
Yeah, I think he would be totally castable for this role.
Mm-hmm.
I think I casted him for somebody in Elantris too. I think it was Zabu. No, Galoo. I don't remember.
All right. Now, just like last time, now
Oh,
it's time to
fuck.
mess up your casting list. See, can it survive? Will it be? Will it still work out after
Ryan,
some
Ryan, you can do it.
studio meddling? So, which one of you want to go first?
Oh,
I'll go first.
All right. So, Justin, A, B, or C?
B.
All right. Who is your Kelsier?
Oh, fuck. Ryan Reynolds.
All right. Well, your Kelsier has now been changed.
We couldn't get Ryan Reynolds? Come on, that's a fucking guaranteed cash grab on the movie.
Nope, you get the next best thing. Because you get Tommy Wiseau.
Oh no. Oh no.
no. Our lead.
Oh god, no. We just lost $200 million. God damn it.
Why
For
would
people
you
are
do
not
this?
aware, the studio, I don't know, it's Tommy Wiseau's producing it.
Oh
He has a
no,
lot
he's
of money.
producing it too?
Brandon would never allow this to happen.
You're right.
This was after he signed over the rights.
He would never do that.
Or maybe go on, Joe. Make this happen.
But yeah, pretty much, yeah, Tommy Wiseau. You know, what happened is the studio felt like, you know what? You know, they saw that The Room, for being such a small underground thing, it sold a bunch. Somebody there liked the movie The Disaster Artist, so they thought, let's get this guy.
No.
It's
You've
okay.
ruined it.
He'll you know, Vin's up on the roof, all upset. He comes up, it's like, I did not hit him. I did not. It's bullshit. I did not hit him. I did not. Oh, hi, Vin.
Oh my gosh.
I am Hope. You can't kill Hope. Oh no.
I hate this.
Everyone's being executed. Oh god, no. Sheta, I just saved you from a bullet there.
I don't know.
Story, Mark.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's when
My wife
Dachshund
was
tells
killed
his
and
backstory.
murdered.
Yeah. Ah, good story, Dachshund.
Oh, that's a funny story.
I'm sorry, Ryan, but we've decided to go in a different direction.
Oh my god.
Okay.
And Ryan Reynolds, we know you had a pay-or-play contract. So we're still paying you, but we had to get Tommy Wiseau.
Oh god, no.
All right.
Oh, you know how many sex scenes are gonna get thrown in here now?
Oh god, no. Sheta, you're up now. I'm done with this. I quit the project. Creative
Well.
differences.
All right. A or B?
I
A.
picked B.
Well, I'm picking A, so that's okay.
All right. Well, Sheta, you've lost your Vin.
No. Oh god, is she gonna
It's
replace
okay.
with an Asian? What?
No, but don't worry. Your new Vin is hilarious. I love her every time she shows up in Saturday Night Live.
Oh,
Your
no.
new Vin is
no.
Oh no. Leslie Jones, no.
Oh no.
Oh god, no.
I mean, what's better for a short, petite girl that's a little bit quiet than the loud, brash, large Leslie Jones?
You know, Leslie Jones, no offense, Leslie, if you're listening, maybe my least favorite actor in the world, honestly. I'll take Tommy Wiseau. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I love Leslie every time I see her on Saturday Night Live.
Well, I haven't seen her in that. Maybe I've seen too much of her in real life.
I don't know who that is.
Well, you saw her in the Ghostbusters trailer at the very least, Shita.
I didn't watch that. I shut my eyes and my ears.
Imagine a woman who talks really, really loud and belligerent as if that's the joke.
I mean, from this picture, not having the Vim vibes at all in any way. So.
Well, Sheta, if
Oh,
you don't know
God.
Leslie, do you want to trade it for whatever the last one is?
Yes, I will trade it.
All
No,
right, so
you're just getting rid of whatever the worst one is for you.
Hey, I'm getting Leslie Jones's Vin. That ruins Vin.
Oh God, no!
It's everything that's opposite of Vin. So
Oh,
instead,
God.
Sheta, you let me go up. What do you have? Oh, Jared Leto's no longer in your movie.
Oh no.
Instead, you're going to get not the actor. It's going to be the actor playing this character as the Lord Ruler. It's not Jaleel White. You get Steve Urkel.
Oh my god.
That's genius casting. My God. So after the executions, did I do that?
Oh my god.
No,
Why?
that's after he kills Kelsier. Stabs him in the heart.
Oh no!
Did I do that?
Oh God, no. Now you don't know this, Joe, but Sheta is a huge Steve Urkel fan. So
I am.
does that mean that he goes into the pits or whatever as Steve Urkel and comes out as, what is it, Sheta? Stefan, the handsome version of him?
Stefan. Oh yeah, when he eats his metal lines, he turns into Stefan. That's pretty
And
good.
yeah, when they go into the little chamber, that's when you see him as Steve Urkel, his real form.
So this is Rashek,
Oh,
right?
God.
Rashek following him up the.
No.
Oh my god.
No, it has to be when Vin burns the 11th metal. That's what the other version is Stefan.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Steve Urkel's the Lord Ruler, normal version. Stefan's
see.
the other
I see.
version.
You should have taken Leslie Jones, Sheta.
No, I like this. This is good.
Okay, so we will ask, Justin, can your movie survive with Tommy Wiseau as Kelsier?
No, it cannot. It'll become a cult classic, but no, it won't, because in what was it, Samurai Cop 2, he was in there, and he wasn't good in there. So him does not make magic on a movie. So no, my movie is dead in the water. I'm leaving the project.
Sheta, will your movie survive with the Lord Ruler played by Steve Urkel?
It might, because that's kind of at the end of the movie where we see him. So
The first 2/3 of the movie were good. The last part sucked.
yeah.
I just feel like, all right, really good movie, and then you just get to the end. Oh, by the way, the villain Steve Urkel. I just feel like that would kill it.
I think that would be a cool twist that maybe might work for some people.
No, that would work with nobody. Also, Sheta, Ryan Gosling dies heroically. Steve Urkel turns to the camera and says, "Did I do that?" You think that will be a popular movie, Sheta?
I'd like it. I'd be like, what the
It
fuck
sounds
is
like
happening?
that sounds like a robot chicken sketch, Sheta. That's so stupid.
Yeah, I would laugh out loud if
The theater would just be
like
people would leave
exactly.
right there.
That would be a mind blown thing. Like, why is this
No.
happening?
No.
That's Steve Urkel, not just the actors, the character Steve Urkel in his entire glory coming out of the carriage.
No. This is the wrong way to use multiverses.
Okay, when
Especially
AI is a thing, I want to make this happen.
Oh,
like,
God.
for
Sheta
movie
saying, I would laugh out loud hysterically. I don't think that's the vibe you're going for with
Remember,
the death of
Kelsier just died. The most beloved character in the book. Just dead. And you turn it into a non sequitur. And then the story continues. That's the worst part. Cuts to everyone else sad. As Vin's like Reen was right, everyone would abandon me in a voiceover while Steve Urkel looks behind like, whoopsie dupsie. Like, no, God, no.
Okay, kill everyone else. I'm going home.
Then, I forgot. Entry as he comes out. What does he always say? I forgot. I lost it. He always asks for cheese. That's him, right? Or is that a different
Got
character?
any cheese?
Yeah, that's his entry line when he steps out.
Oh
Whatever.
The
Got
end
any
he's talking about.
ATM?
He's talking about how he's like a god. I'm a god. God doesn't get overthrown or killed.
Oh God, no.
You are dominant.
Everyone's loving this movie idea.
Oh God.
Joe, what about you? Is Leslie Jones Vin gonna work?
No. It completely destroys the whole Vin character.
Especially with your James Franco Kelsier, a woman who looks like twice his size. Who's way louder and stuff.
So now we get a Leslie Jones, Michael Cera romance. In all honesty, that could work.
Oh God. That could be pretty good, honestly, but the rest of it, no.
Oh God. Yep, so bye.
Now, I do have to say, Joe, if the movie ends with Leslie Jones crashing through the window to fight The Rock, I may pay just for that.
Wow.
I
That
wouldn't
is
watch
great.
the rest of the movie, but I would watch that scene.
You have that, and then you have Jack Bauer with nails through his eyes coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You ruined this movie. Sheta's is the only salvageable one. Think about that.
Oh, God. Well, that's the point of the studio meddling. It's meant to ruin it.
Fucking studios.
All right. Well, that's our fan casting. If people feel like we went too long, then
Yeah, we were indulgent on this, and I don't care.
next it's time to preview the next book, the Well of Ascension.
And we'll work to put our fan casting pictures on our Instagram if you want to go look at them later, so you can see the glorious screen, like snap of our movie
No,
castings.
Instagram's not going to be as good. Twitter will be better. Sheta. So
Twitter?
say
Okay,
that instead.
Twitter and Instagram.
No, cut this all out and then say that instead. Is what I'm saying.
Fine.
Because this
We can do it.
this was terrible
We can do
radio.
Oh, whichever. We'll put it on our thing.
Yep. All right. So going into the Well of Ascension. So this book, it was released August 21st, 2007. Final Empire was released July 17th, 2006. So just over a year later. A year and 1 month later.
Wow.
Now, I'm going to show you the covers this time. It will be a little bit different than before because you already have an idea for who the characters might represent and stuff. So
Still don't know who the fuck that screaming orange-haired guy was, though.
Well, it wasn't screaming. It's like I think that was supposed to be Kelsier in the last one, the guy laying down with orange hair. All right.
Oh, I thought that was the Lord Ruler screaming. He's bald.
Oh, I think that was just a generic stock one they had for the screaming head.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so starting off, this is the original U.S. hardcover, so the first cover.
That's a crazy cover.
Ooh, that matches the cover of the audiobook.
So we've got a stitched-backed guy in a long cloak jumping down against a bunch of, I don't know, pig baby clouds? I don't know what the hell I'm looking at.
This is horrific looking.
Yeah, there's some body horror on the cop. Apparently Brandon Sanderson is the real thing, an exciting storyteller with unique and powerful vision, according to David Farland.
I think
Again,
that's
this looks like a graphic novel cover.
I think that's just a corset, Justin. I don't think it's a stitched back.
You know, I could see that, and yet the coloring is so similar to the skin coloring. Yours makes more sense, but unless it's well, he doesn't have nails in his eyes, so
I think
that
that's a girl. I think that's supposed to be Vin, and that's a dress, a miscloaked dress.
Does she have a fucking Buster sword in her left hand?
Yes, that looks like a Buster
Jesus
sword.
Christ, what the hell is this?
Wow, this is next level.
Yep, and if people want to follow along, these should be up on our Twitter if they want to follow along with the covers. So now this next cover will be the United States mass paperback cover.
Yay, it looks like Vin is still in the story with this main character. She's fighting Voldemort. Or the Emperor, because there's lightning everywhere.
Yeah, it looks like she's fighting some kind of monk dude, so assumedly that'll be the thing. She's got a dagger. This is kind of a weird... She's got the mist stuff behind her, but she's wearing a fancy dress. And if she was wearing one in the last one, I wonder if that'll still be a thing going forward.
Yeah, maybe she's the queen now, because she marries Ellen.
Well, apparently this has all the explosive action any adventure fan could want, according to Locus.
This could be a Terraceman, too. Oh, I'm excited. Sounds like it still is going to be action-packed.
Well, you know, we can't trust these fucking covers, just remember.
Yes, we can. They're very accurate.
See, again, like I said with the last book, this one looks like it's targeting a younger audience than the first cover was. Kind of like your young adult audience. Because it seemed like they were courting that audience with the first covers, too, I remember.
And do you remember the first book where you guys saw the buxom young lass? And
Yeah, where is she? I'm still waiting. She better come in this one.
Very accurate.
Maybe that was Shan.
I mean...
Shan and Kelsier hooked up? Oh, they could have. When they were misboarding outside, and be like, hey, on the roof.
All right, next cover.
All right, next, this will be the second. This will be the second U.S. mass paperback cover.
I hate these kind of covers. Just these cool art ones. Looks like somebody dropped a couple plates and a phantasm sphere is exploding in the center. That's what I see.
This is interesting. They always mix a little bit of a sci-fi vibe with even though it's more fantasy, but it's fantasy and sci-fi to me. But yeah, this kind of covers the.
Well, these are for your too cool for school adult readers. This is the cover I have, but not because I'm one of those. But
Justin, oh my gosh, you're one of those.
Like I said, this is at this point it's the second version of a mass paperback they have.
It's interesting to see how the different covers go for different audiences, though. I do enjoy that.
Yeah. It's a cool idea. It seems like it's a metal ball, and this is the blue lines that go. So it's artistic.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's cool and all. I just hate this kind of cover, personally. I prefer more story-based covers than more like...
Symbolic, yeah.
Because the one I had, the cover was glass exploding out, like cathedral glass, which I guess you could interpret as kind of the end of the book, but still, it was just too vague for me.
Actually, I think that part's meant to be the scene of when right before Vin fought Shan, she burst out of like that rose window.
See, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I kind of like it now. They're growing on me.
Yeah. Grown on you within this 5 seconds.
Yeah.
All right, so next will be another US. This one was a paperback. It said young adults. I'm going to guess it's one that was just targeted towards young adult, maybe in schools or something like that, like book fairs.
Okay, this is Vin with a literal Buster sword. This does look like a young adult book.
Yeah, I love seeing more of the Miss Cloak, though. It looks really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is nice to see that, yeah.
This is drawn or painted really well, so.
Though it looks like more of a Miss Scarf, the way she's wearing it.
I was like, a Miss Cloak would be so annoying, like, to have. Because it's just all these strands everywhere like that.
So this is 2 covers where Vin has a giant-ass sword. I'm really hoping that happens, and this is just turning into an anime.
Yeah. That would be pretty cool. She also looks like she's 10 years old on this cover.
No, she looks like she's 15, 16, like she is,
15.
I'd say.
She's gonna be 17 or 18?
She's 17.
We don't know.
Yeah, we do know.
In the first
I
book,
thought you meant in the next book, Sheta. I was saying we don't know in the next book.
Yeah, well, she's definitely not going to be 15.
Yeah, she was 16 and turned 17 in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this next one is going to be from 2023. They did new printings of the trade paperbacks. A lot of them they also had individual or box sets. So this is the cover from that 2023 trade paperback size.
Interesting. It's very graphic. Not graphic, but graphic design, where it seems very symbolic. Again, she has a Buster sword, and she's flying through the air.
Yeah, she's jumping across over a giant wall with a big city in the background with like some stylish Metropolis type art. Yeah. Very graphic. Yeah, like some, I don't know, German expressionist art it looks like or something. I don't know.
Now, I'd like to point out, not every big sword is a Buster sword.
Well, it's a huge sword. It's got a hook.
Yeah, well, at the end. It's way too big for her, so I'm calling it the Buster sword.
It's as big as her body. Yeah. Also, Vin is very prominent in here. I don't see any Kelsiers anywhere. So
he's dead, shit.
He's not coming back.
No, he's not.
He will come back.
No.
I'm sad. Also, Maris Desdemona's not flying around with her.
Yeah, this one seems like it is going to be very... The last one, you didn't know Vin was the protagonist until the end, even though, I mean, we knew it was obvious, but this one seems like it's going to be more explicit about her as the main character.
All right. Next, this will be the United Kingdom cover.
Ah, fuck. My most hated covers. Yep, and here it is. This is awful. Sheta, you describe this one.
Okay, it's a picture of a woman with just very simple graphic thingies. It's a collage photo with some blue smoky things around her. Very simple.
Yeah, it looks like it's going for a fucking Vertigo Comics cover feel. Hideous.
Yeah, it
I
looks
would
like a
never buy this
Dave
book.
McKean collage, but not as artistic.
Yeah. No, way shittier. Whoever designed these fucking European covers, I'm sorry. I hate you. I just do. If you're listening
United
to this,
Kingdom.
I'm very sorry. Yeah, then I'm sorry. I don't like you guys.
So the font is really funny too. It looks like
Mhm.
my Wolf Brothers font.
Man, Elantris was like this. First Mistborn was like this. Just a white background with some stupid color and then some weird gray shady things everywhere.
This is also the kind of cover I have for my Arcanum Unbounded book. Well, I did not
Very
realize it, but I
interesting.
think now I think my printing's the UK version.
I don't know what is with the people over there, but I'm glad we left.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so next we'll go to Portugal.
There we go.
Ooh. Opoka da Ascension.
We got Vin jumping through the city. Her Mistcloak's fucking purple. She's got a yellow bracer on. The city's all like magical, like glowy magical blues and pinks. This is a badass fucking cover.
Also, does it say like her clothes are all cool and stitched like Catwoman?
Yeah. Yeah, she looks like a freaking Soul Calibur created character. She looks great. I'm all into this.
There's a couple of figures standing on pillars and pillars on the background. Also in Mist
Oh
Cloak, it
yeah,
looks like.
there is a guy back there. Looks like.
There's two. There's two
Yeah, I
people.
see him.
Maybe
Yeah, if I
Vin
saw this book, I would buy it in a second.
looks it's pretty cool.
All right, next we're gonna go down to Brazil.
Oh, very different vibe.
Mm-hmm.
We have Vin's character with like a bunch of like huge muscle golem characters right behind her with
Mm.
red eyes. Buff vampires as well.
Yeah, buff Nosferatu.
Yeah, Nosferatus.
Or like gorilla vampires, maybe.
Wow.
Is she holding
I
a
like
meat
that.
cleaver too?
I think it's the same sword, just her cloak is covering part of it.
Oh, maybe you're right. I hope this happens. This is a cool cover. I want to see
Oh,
these monster guys for
oh my
sure.
god. These might be the creatures that the
Oh, I
Lord
hope
Ruler was
so.
going to send for.
I hope
And then
so.
she needs this giant sword because they're so thick. She has to use it to cut through them like with it.
I like this one too. I like how they do things down there. I think last time they had a badass cover too.
It's very stylish and cool. It's all dark and broody. It looks like a vampire thing with the font and everything.
All right, next we are gonna go to Bulgaria.
So this is
This
a
is
super
ridiculous.
badass Vin with a ridiculous mist cloak that goes all the way off the screen. She's in a lot more comic booky of a pose for girl superhero type characters, where she's
Very
jumping
actiony.
down this, very actiony, very, very feminine, where she's going down to slash at some dudes who look like they're just standing there doing nothing. Her sword is way bigger in this one. Jesus.
Like twice as big as her.
Uh-huh.
These might be the same big gorilla vampires.
Yeah, maybe. This is a badass cover too, even though I think it's a bit stylized.
Yeah.
See, UK, look at these covers. Come on.
Hey, maybe that's just their vibe, Justin.
They didn't make Vin look like a frickin' 40-year-old Catwoman hipster like in that one up there.
Maybe it's 40 years or later.
No way.
All right, now we'll go to Romania.
Ooh. That's so tame compared to the last one. It shows a very calm, like, beautiful woman with a hood on, and she's got a dainty little sword. It's still a long sword, but it's
Yeah, much
like
smaller.
a normal small sword. She kind of looks more like a Valkyrie in this picture. The color palette's completely different.
Yeah, light blues.
Everything's been like kind of red and dark, but this one is like sky blue and completely different vibe.
And that ain't no fucking mist cloak. That is just a regular cloak.
That is, yeah, a normal cloak. Interesting. And also does not feel like Vin at all. Like, she just looks like a pretty girl. Like,
Sheta, I would say the last one didn't feel like Vin at all either.
well, at least Vin is badass though, and she does a lot of fighting, you know? more
Mhm.
actiony. This girl's like, who did you? I'm just a girl. I have a sword.
Like a stock photo they grabbed and put in a drawing of a cloak.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing on the character. But I
All
do
right.
see a little city out there next to the big Empire
Mhm.
city, so
Yeah,
I wonder.
Elantris is back there, Sheta.
Elantris?
Yep.
We already.
All right. So now we'll go down. Well, we'll go over to Italy. First of two Italian covers.
Wow.
God
Oh,
damn it. Another buxom lady. This one's a princess looking girl.
That's
At
Vin.
least this one, it could be Vin in a nightgown, you know? Not like that last one that was just a pirate babe.
This is Vin is finally of age, guys.
That's
She's
kind of
18.
But
And
she's also got a
she's-
spooky castle behind her. This looks like a VHS tape for an old horror movie cover.
It's in like a. It has a lot of horror aspects. This one, but gosh, her entire upper half is exposed. Just very romance novel-y. So I wonder if we're gonna get some romance things in here too.
This doesn't look like a romance novel. Then there'd be a dude on the cover. This looks like there might be some smut inside this book.
Yeah, this looks like freaking.
This looks like the kind of book. This looks like the kind of book I would buy, Sheta. That's what I'm saying.
Oh my goodness! Don't reveal too much.
All right. Now we'll go over to the second Italian cover.
Oh yeah, the Italian.
What the fuck?
What the heck?
Okay, we've got a fucking cartoon like ogre and a cartoon a dog, completely black and flat and silhouetted, horribly transfixed on a weird green circle with some shitty lights in it, and it's just a solid green color everywhere else.
This is. I don't
This is
understand
a
this.
hideous cover. This looks like a bad Photoshop job like a kid would do to try to make something cool for the internet. Like, this looks hideous. What the hell am I looking at? Joe, you just made this. Don't lie to me. This isn't an official cover.
This isn't real.
I just love the stark difference between the two Italian covers.
I swear to God, if I read the book and this all makes perfect sense, I'm going to be shocked.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to describe this ugly ass thing.
Like James Bond's, didn't he?
There is
Like,
no
gun
gradient
point of
change
view?
on this green. No, that would look cool because then he'd be in the circle. This guy's in front of the circle.
Maybe it's a portal.
Yeah, maybe. I don't
thought
know,
it was
man. Yeah,
I almost thought it was a Lord of the Rings cover, for like because of the ring and the green. The green is like this olive green color that we have not seen anywhere
It's hideous.
on the book covers. Like,
I want to know who walked into the store and just bought this book based on the cover alone.
where does this dog come from? We haven't seen no dog anywhere.
I'm so curious. The buff monster dude and the dog. If that's a
Well,
thing, I'm going to be excited.
If that's the vampire gorilla, then
Yeah.
Maybe they have. Oh, maybe they have like Inquisitor dogs. Inquisitor dogs.
Oh my god. If this book is a bunch of vampire gorillas using bloodhounds to track down Mistborn, this is going to be my favorite book ever written.
Right, next we'll have the first of two Polish covers.
Oh Lord, I don't like this. The fuck? I don't like it.
You gotta
It's so
describe it.
awkward. Okay, it's a girl. She's hunched over in the most awkward pose I've ever seen, picking up a sword. So that you see like a weirdly drawn cleavage, and her legs are like wide apart while she's picking it up. And she's in like a nightgown.
Yeah, it's a mist bathrobe.
Mist
That's what it looks like to me.
It looks like a towel.
Yep, mist towel.
And
She just got out of her mist shower.
No,
It's
because she's
very
got a
low
ton of
cut,
makeup
too.
on.
Yeah.
She looks like a, I don't want to be mean, but like a horror I don't like it. This is not Vin. It turns out to be this way.
It looks like she's struggling to pick up the sword too, but it's not as big as the other ones. And you got a weird like painting nonsense background, like a bunch of paint swirls.
Her
I'm gonna be.
expression is really weird. She's yelling, but her tongue is like
Mhm.
sticking out, kind of
Oh my god, I didn't
seductively.
notice that.
It's
That's
really
so
weird.
weird.
I'm like,
I'm
what
gonna
is
be
this?
honest. I'm gonna be honest. I fucking love this cover. I would read the hell out of this
Oh
book
my
and
god.
hope that it's
Get
this
out.
nonsensical situation. I
This
love
is
this cover.
so
She looks like some
like
kind of monster, vampire, magic thing. I don't
it,
know. I'm all for
her
it.
arms are so freaking long and
Uh,
weird. This is
yeah, cool. She's so lanky. This
I
is
don't
this is
like
my
this.
kind of thing. As a Mistborn cover, I think it's god awful. You make this a different story or a comic, I would read it in a second.
Just
I don't know
naive.
what the hell is going on, but I dig it.
All right, now we'll go to the second Polish cover.
Oh,
The
hello.
exact
We
opposite
finally
direction.
we finally have a different character on the cover. This is a guy, maybe Ellen. He's carrying a
I
book.
think I think so,
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, he's
yeah.
got the cane too. It's definitely
Yep,
Elend.
yeah. Book, cane, fancy kingly clothes in front of a city. I like it.
Yeah, and he's
He's
super
got
handsome too. And it's got a
looks
cool
like yeah,
gothic fantasy feeling to it. He's got like
yeah.
a
He looks like a
white
vampire prince.
cloak. Yeah, this is a cool cover too. I like this one. This isn't what I'd imagine things looking like in the book, but damn, if it does, it would make me like Elend a lot more even.
Looks like Ellen has grown up as well.
Hmm. Now mix this with the other Polish cover, we got a problem. Those two don't match at all. But on its own, very cool.
All right, now the Lithuania.
Jeez, what are these like blobby monster things? Yeah, I
We
think
got
those have to be those creatures.
we got another Vin in the smallest miscloak I've ever seen, but she's fighting a bunch of kick-ass looking. What was that one fat vampire from Blade or Blade 2? Looks like that thing. This is a cool cover too. Colors
Yeah.
actually are different from each other, not just one wash of color finally. Yeah, but she's fighting like 50 of them with her giant ass sword.
Looks like the skies are gonna still be red.
Yeah, red sky in the background. This is a cool one.
Yeah.
This one, the other ones are half jokes. If I saw this cover, I would legit pick this book up. I'd be so curious about what this is.
Yeah, this is an interesting looking.
I think this is the coolest one so far.
I also like the art style too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good style. Good, like, horror action style.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so next we're gonna have Russia.
What the fuck?
We have a bald monk-looking man with a bunch of books, a bunch of earrings on, and jewelry, and
Is he a
robes.
terraceman, you think, then?
Yeah, it might be a terraceman. Yeah, yeah, I would say
Is
that.
this Sazed?
Maybe.
Maybe I should have cast Mark Strong as Sazed with this cover.
Does kind of look like Mark Strong. He's using a little power, a little bead in his hand. Same kind of cathedral type buildings.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if we're gonna go to the terrace lands, or I really want to see. But yeah, Sazed had a bunch of earrings, doesn't he?
Don't most terracemen do? Because they can store shit in it? I mean, wouldn't they if they were free, I'd say.
Yeah, they would. I just wondered if Sazed had a bunch of earrings.
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a bunch of earrings. He has like bracers on his arms. Just
Okay.
all right. Now we're gonna go to the Netherlands.
Whoa.
Well, we've
This
got
looks-
frickin' Luke Skywalker standing in the middle of a fucking, like, how would you describe this thing, Sheta?
I don't even know. Embroidered asshole? Sorry.
Huh?
No.
Oh, God,
Hey,
what? I was thinking of, like, some,
it
like
looks like some kind
metallic-
of yeah,
please.
bronze medallion portal
Yeah.
hole.
Medallion, that's the word for it, yeah.
Yeah. It's got like dragons and creatures all over,
Mhm.
scales. Maybe we'll see dragons in this next book.
This is the only one with that. This is a striking cover, though.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Joe, is this one of these ones where if I open it, there's going to be a picture of her on the inside as a full page, and this is just a hole? Because that's what it looks like.
Oh, like an
I don't
animorph?
know.
Like Animorphs, yeah.
It looks like it. I don't know why
Maybe
you would do
I
it
don't
like
know. I
that.
just
'Cause
We gotta
that's
find
awesome.
a version of this. If someone has this version of it, please let us know.
Yeah,
I
take a
wanna-
picture and let us know. I'm very curious.
All right. Now we'll go with Thailand.
Oh, hey.
Ooh, it's cute. Have like a black and white kind of art drawing style with Finn again in her Miss Cloak standing over a city of bunch of people, probably ska. It's snowing, or no, is that mist? Yeah, sorry, that's ash
Probably
falling
missed, yeah.
down.
Yeah.
The ash falling.
Mm-hmm.
She has a wand in her hand. Just kidding. That's probably her glass dagger.
Dagger, yeah.
Yeah. She's in like a superhero outfit type thing, which is cool.
Is she overlooking like an army of people, does it look like marching towards the city?
She's not ready to fight though. She looks like she's watching over them.
Yeah, either watching over or just ready, one of the two. It looks like a bunch of people, that's what I'm saying. And it looks like, to me, it looks like she's looking outside the city, not inside her castle or whatever.
Yeah, like she's on a wall. Yeah. Maybe these are those towers where the Lord Ruler had. I don't know. There's a bunch of little towers, that's why.
This is a cool one, too. Sometimes when you get to some covers over there, they can be real weird. This one's pretty straightforward and cool.
Yeah, I like this art style.
The next, I'll have another Thailand cover. It said limits. I mean, guess it was a limited edition of the book.
Kelsier's back.
Got a cool white-haired dude with a dagger holding his hand out in a cool art style. Pretty straightforward. Pretty cool.
He's got a coin in his hand. That's what that is.
Oh yeah, looks like you're right, yeah.
I like
a cool
that.
one.
It's very graphic too.
Mm-hmm.
It's very striking and
It
geometrical.
looks cool with the other cover.
Yeah. Could be the same artist. But yeah, he's blonde. I wonder if it's Kelsier, Justin.
Is Kelsier blonde?
Yeah, he is.
Okay, there you go. Please hold your breath about that shit.
You know what? It might just be the changeling pretending to be Kelsier and posing,
Yeah.
for a poster. This could be the poster too for like his religion.
The join the fight poster.
Yeah. Like the survivor has to
Mm-hmm.
He's got scars on his hand. It is Kelsier.
Oh, does he?
Scars on his arm. Yeah, see?
I don't think those are scars. No.
Yeah,
to me,
they are.
because if you look, that matches the circles on the outside. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Sorry.
There's on the other arm there's a scar too.
Maybe.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna give up hope. I think he'll still be mentioned.
Oh no. Well, yeah, he'll be mentioned for sure.
He'll be mentioned as the, as their God or Jesus type, savior.
All right. So next we're going to go with China.
Well, that looks like a Chinese cover.
Ooh.
You got a prince and a girl, assumedly Ellen and Kelsier, back to back. They're fighting
Vin.
soldiers on both sides.
Ellen and Kelsier?
Sorry, Ellen and Vin. Fighting dudes on both sides. You've got a big ass blue monster thing in the front, which is assumedly those gorillas. It's done in a very, very Chinesey art style.
It looks like Samurai Jack a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like it looks like a very modern interpretation of old-timey traditional type styles. There's dogs on the cover too, so that's probably a thing. You've got a monk over there with a scroll. There's a lot of shit on this cover. Jesus.
Wow. Looks like everyone's coming in to fight the two figures in the middle.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
We got
They're
nobles
beset on all sides.
Yeah,
you're right.
nobles, inquisitors, soldiers, and those
Mm-hmm.
monkey vampires.
Yeah.
Wow, this seems like an exciting book. Also,
And
there's
mists
mist
all around, of
everywhere.
course.
Yeah, I like this
Mhm.
cover.
This is a good cover. I like it too.
All right. Now we're going to go with Georgia, the country, not the state.
Or the person. Oh, hey.
Ooh, it's fun to see some mistborn action. It's what's probably been jumping up, throwing a bunch of coins at a person and flying through the air.
Mm-hmm.
So we get to see a little mistborn action.
Yeah. One of the most straightforward covers, I think. For just like what it would actually look like, not all the stylized stuff.
Yeah. I wonder who the person in the foreground is.
Just some random mook. Nobody.
A dark-haired person. What if it's her brother? We'll see.
All right. So then Georgia had a second cover as well.
I love this cover. It's just a monster with a giant sword.
Wow. What is
Now,
going on?
looking at it, he's a little ripped up. His eyes are all fucked up. He's got no lips. Wearing rags. Assumedly, whatever this is the same creatures as before. This is a cool cover. This is my favorite one so far.
Dang. Okay, these are definitely the Terrorisman zombie buff guys that the Lord Ruler has been making all this time.
Wait, what about Terrace?
What the fuck are you talking about? Where did that come from?
Well, the creatures that he was gonna maybe summon and stuff, but he's like, oh no,
But-
probably not,
Why are they terroristmen?
because he's been experimenting with them.
Shit, you can't just say your fan theory like that's a fact, you know?
I thought I had said it earlier. So,
No,
yeah,
you never said that.
yeah, these are his like homemade Terrorisman that he's been
I think
making.
I think it's very likely this is those creatures that
Yeah.
you referenced.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now we'll go to Japan, and they split the book
God.
into 3, so we have the 3 Japanese covers. Here's the first one.
Ooh.
Cute little anime island, anime Vin in the background, and a wolf.
And a puppy.
Mm-hmm.
This is so freaking cute.
This is so Japanese.
Yeah. He looks like a Disney prince. He's wearing basically
He looks
Beast.
like a 13-year-old boy.
Yeah, in like the Beast prince outfit, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
So cute.
All right.
The one weird thing is that you have an orange glow in the background, which is, different than what we usually have in this environment. But the mist is still, or the ash is still falling.
All right. Now the second Japanese cover.
Oh, God.
Oh my gosh.
Anime Vin again. Some kind of cat suit
Dance.
boy in the background, and then their tuxedo masking way further back than that. On a moon.
Oh my gosh. What if this is where I'm gonna get my love triangle? Vin meets her Mistborn boy finally on the rooftop. And she has to decide whether or not to be with him or Elend.
I don't see any evidence of that. I don't even know where you got that from.
Well, they're both flying, so this boy is a Mistborn too. And he's like a superhero guy.
I see.
So, yep. That's not Elend, is what I'm saying. So who is he?
I see.
All right. And then the third Japanese cover.
So, Anime Island, Anime Vin, and then a sadly not that well-drawn ogre monster dude in the front that we've seen many times. I'm surprised he's not as well rendered as they are, though.
This person
not-
has their strengths, and it's
Yeah, I guess.
anime.
Vin wearing a loincloth. This one's got 5 pouches. The red eyes have been a consistent thing. The kind of darker skin has been a consistent thing.
But yeah, dark bluish skin,
Mhm.
and the vampire teeth, like the fangs.
Oh, I'm super excited for these guys because I've noticed Brandon Sanderson seems to do monsters and body horror stuff pretty well, so I'm pretty pumped for whatever these are.
Oh, I want to watch this anime.
I also like Vin's not miscloak in all 3 Japanese covers.
Yeah, no, that's a pretty shitty mist cloak, honestly.
Yeah, that's a big detail. Looking like
Alright.
Mikasa over here.
Yeah.
Or Mikasa was looking like Vin. 'Cause this would have come out before that.
Oh, you're right. They just ripped this off. This Japanese cover of Mistborn 2.
All right. Now you've seen all these covers, and you do know a little bit from the last one, but I'll ask you then, what is going to be the plot of this book?
I've actually got a pretty solid plot in my mind. It's going to be a lot about Elend ruling the area. Vin's going to learn more about the mists and somehow come across a very important, gigantic sword that has some kind of magical thing to it. Then they're going to have to deal with the nobles attacking. They're going to have to deal with these monsters rising up that I think are going to be the Lord Ruler's monsters. So basically, their city they're barely holding is going to be beset on all sides like the Chinese cover. And then it'll end with something worse coming up and fucking over everything. That's my whole book synopsis. Oh, and says it's going to fight a lot. That's the other thing.
I'll just say everything, Justin.
That's my book prediction.
Okay. Well, you didn't talk about the love triangle that's going to be happening in all this. I think similar. They're going to try to be holding the position as king, and Vin and Ellen are gonna be like two against the world. They're gonna have adopted a new puppy and
Oh
just
yeah, I
trying
forgot the
to
dog. You're right.
yeah.
It's gonna be a mist dog. That's what I'm guessing. Like a magic dog. It's tied to the mist somehow.
Oh, you know what? It could be a Miss Wraith that ate a dog. That would be pretty cool.
Something.
That would be pretty cute.
It's
Yeah, my
Renew's
only
new
thing.
form.
Oh my god, that could totally be a thing.
No, God, no.
No, it could be. Yeah. Looks like we will basically what Justin said. They're being attacked on all fronts. I don't see any of the. Oh, and also I think they're gonna deal with the cult of Kelsier a bit too, or
Yeah, probably.
yeah. So trying to manage all that.
A more sensible collection of covers than the last batch was.
All right. And then one other question I'll ask you with this book is, since you've had a major death with Kelsier in the last one, if you had to guess as to one character that could die in this book, not saying that there will be any, but who would you guess is most likely to die?
Ellen,
No way. I don't believe that.
he's featured a lot on here. People die very
Yeah.
easily. I
I
just
still think.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you.
I just have a feeling like Vin is just gonna be doing her best to try to protect him from being assassinated. And she's gonna fail.
I'm still going for Ham. I still think he's gonna die. I'm sorry. I don't want him
If he's
to.
in
But
the book,
he'll be in the book.
yeah.
And I think he's
Okay.
gonna fall to these ogre things. Or to whatever rises up from the deepness.
Maybe Sazed, sadly.
No way. They better not.
Well, Vin lost a mentor in the last one. Her new mentor is Sazed in this.
Well, I thought Sazed, but I thought, no, I'd be too pissed, so.
All right. Well, I think that'll be it for our pre. So, for the podcast, we'll skip next week, just like we did last time. So no episode next week, but then the week afterwards we'll come back and we'll start off. We'll be reading chapters 1 through 5.
1 through 5?
This book, its length is going to be around the same as the last one, but a lot of the chapters are shorter. So you're going to have a lot of sections that have more chapters than the last book had.
Okay.
And then the third one gets even more extreme, where it has, once again, around the same length, but even shorter chapters.
Half-page chapters for the whole book. I think I'd quit that book. That sounds unbearable.
Well, we had that with Elantris, with her.
Yeah,
with
but every single chapter. That's what I'm saying. One is fine. Every chapter.
very interesting that he just does whatever feels right for him. Like, a lot of writers have very strict rules about how they want to write in their format and stuff.
And it does feel like with the end of the book, you get a lot more shorter chapters and a lot more jumps between POVs as things just get more hectic.
Yeah,
Yeah, that might be purposeful. Yeah.
So now we'll just go into our plugs.
Plug. Profanity Beaver. Places. Stuff to see. Do it!
Wow. Okay. Art and crafts. I can't do it. Arts and crafts you can see at my Instagram, Sheta_low. And then for my outfits, daily activities and things is my Mermaid Machete Instagram. That's it.
All right, and so for the general, Cosmere Chronicles stuff, you have the, like I said, you can go check in the past with our YouTube, Cosmere Chronicles on there if you want to read comments on individual episodes. Spotify might have that nowadays too. If you want to, we have a Twitter or key, a most ancient letter, at Cosmechron, COSMERECHRON. And then you can also, if you want to talk to us in long form, just contact us directly, cosmerechronicles@gmail.com. If I get one, I'll most likely just read it all in here. And then we have then just give us reviews, rate us on your podcast places. That way you can try and bring them into our cult. Yep, so that's it for this week. So everyone, go out there and, have fun.
Goodbye.
Yes, thanks for following. Good job on finishing the book. Bye.